Hello and welcome to the Relocation Specialist Training video. In this video, we're going to look at how to extract the contacts that we've done business with over the last year, export them to a spreadsheet, and then use them in a mail merge so we can produce envelopes or mailing labels or letters. So to do that, we're going to start by going to the referrals list and click Reports. Now there's a special report out there. It's an advanced report called Contacts in Referrals. When we select that from the list, it allows us to filter the contacts in a variety of ways. I'm going to leave this at closed and in by and say I want everybody that I've done business with since January 1st. And I'm going to select all of the offices. So I'll click the drop list in the office field and select all. And then just click View Report. Now, as you can tell, there's a variety of ways that you can filter those. One of the things that this report does is it selects unique entries. So even though you may have 20 referral records that closed that all came from a specific contact, this only selects unique ones. So as you can see, we have 2 from this company, but different people. So each of the 2 people are included, but maybe we've had 20 records in the referrals table with Don with this first record, but it's only listed once. Okay, so we're going to select Excel and export the records, and I'm going to click Save As. I'm going to save this to my desktop, and I'm going to rename this just to show you that we can, and I'm going to rename it to Mailing List. Okay, so we have identified the records, whether it's 3 or 300 or 3,000, doesn't matter. They all got downloaded, and they are now on the desktop. Now, as a important step here, I'm going to open the mailing list and show you what we just downloaded. We have an Excel spreadsheet, but I'm going to delete the first 3 lines. These are rows that we do not need. If we were to print the report, it'd be nice to have them, but for our purposes, we don't need them. So I am going to leave the first row that has the column headings. All right, let's save that, close that, and we'll open Word. Now in my case, we're using Word 2007, but the steps I'm going to show you should be very close to the same, no matter which version of Word that you're using. You want to look for the mailings option. And in every version I've ever seen, if you click in the right place, in mine it's Start Mail Merge, there's a step-by-step mail merge wizard. And so we're just going to step through the wizard here. We're going to say what type of document we're working on. We're going to say envelopes. We're going to print these directly on envelopes. Now we could have said labels or what have you, but we're going to go to the starting document, and in step 2 of 6 it says we have some options there. We can select which type of envelope we want to use. We're just going to use a standard number 10 envelope. Okay, so next, if you need to, if your envelopes don't have your company's return address up there, you might add it here, and we'll just say, oops, we want to spell that correctly. And okay, now we've got the return address there, and what I'm going to do is come down and click in this area, and you'll see that in this case there's an address box, and it defaults to this particular space. So that's a good place for the address. So next we're going to go to Select Recipients. I'm going to browse You may recall that we saved it on the desktop. So we'll browse out to the desktop, select mailing list, and notice we have a choice here. First row of data contains column headers. Yes, it does. So we click OK. It shows us the records that are there. We just say, OK, fine. Now, next is arrange the envelope. Now, in this case, we could insert fields individually if we wanted, or this version of Word has an address block. If we click address block, then it asks us how do you want the name to appear, and we can state how we want it to be done. Now, this works pretty well, but not everyone is going to have that address block. And so instead of using that one, let me show you how to do them individually. I'm going to click on Insert, and we can select the fields individually. Contact is not the person. Contact is the company name. So that might throw you off a little bit, but contact is the company name. So I'm going to select the placeholder for the company name. Notice where the cursor is at the end of the placeholder. I'll just hit Enter, which takes us to the next line. I'll put in the first name, a space, the last name, Enter for a new line. Then I'm going to put the address, and then let's put the city, space, state, 2 spaces, and the zip code. Okay, so we've entered the address block the way that we want it to appear. And then next is preview the envelopes. Notice that when I click on preview envelopes, it shows me the first record and how it's going to look. And that looks pretty good, so we'll say complete the merge. When we do that, now we have a choice. We can just send them directly to the printer, or we can edit individual envelopes. And let's say you want to use this more than once. You can click on Edit Individual Envelopes and say, I want all of the records. And notice that now we've got 3 envelopes, all with the addresses there. And we can save this document and print it multiple times, or bring it up and print just one individual envelope. So there's a variety of choices you have there. Well, I hope that you found this to be helpful. And if you have any other questions, you can always use the help desk, which is back in your relocation specialist database. Thank you.